Well. GM. G. To the M. Good morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out and anyone in between. Welcome back and welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel, baby. Woo! Wow! That's right, my friends. Here we are, back live in prime time on this tremendous Thursday morning for episode 678 of Forge and Fuel. It is February the 27th, 2025, and I hope you're ready to come alive, because we got one hell of a show on tap for you here this morning, with more motivation, more inspiration, more good vibration, and more high-level conversation than you're going to know what to do with over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so. But my friends, before we catch a flow, maybe you are just joining us from last night's show. Maybe you haven't even been to sleep. Maybe you pulled an all-nighter and you've been doing some research, and now here you are pulling up the Forge and Fuel saying, I'm just juiced up. I've been drinking coffee all night. Now I need some motivation, and then maybe I can go to sleep. Holy shit. Who's to know? Maybe you had a great night of sleeping. Now you're just joining us here on this program. Whatever the case might be, here we are, back live in prime time. And friends and family, before we dive into those aforementioned vibes, before we can grab a hold of any motivation or inspiration, we must humbly ask you to do a few things. If you can find it deep down in that big old heart of yours to do so this morning, and you have an opportunity to take a few seconds, maybe you could just spend a moment and smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently ingesting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you're watching on YouTube, didn't mess it up this morning, you might as well hit that notification bell located over yonder right next to the subscribe button so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, you might as well hit that like button over yonder so you don't miss wait a minute, so you don't miss. No, I already said that. So you can help the algo go and flow on the old tube of the U variety. Sorry, too many words, still getting with it this morning. Maybe you don't like YouTube. Maybe you like the more uncensored version. Maybe something like a little Rumble. Maybe you're tuning in over on Rumble this morning. And if so, hi ho, it's off to work we go. Maybe take a moment to smash that subscribe button. Maybe turn on that notification bell. And maybe crush that like button as well. And help the old algo go and flow on the old Rumble. But maybe you don't like either one of those platforms. Maybe those don't trip your trigger. Maybe they don't suit your fancy. Maybe your viewing platform of pleasure is over there on the old X app. And if that's the case, maybe you could take a moment to smash that heart. Maybe hit that repost. Hell, even crush that quote post and let the people know on the X timeline why you've decided to tune in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, if you are listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory, maybe you could take a moment to hit that follow button, leave us a 5-star rating, or in all honesty, take a moment and smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow on all those platforms like Apple, Amazon, and Spotify as well. Nah, man. Yeah, buddy. As for all you beautiful human beings tapped in, tuned in, locked in, live in prime time, we can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by. Start your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel, baby. And we can't thank you enough for hitting those buttons and helping that algo go and flow one time for the one time. But maybe, just maybe, you haven't hit those buttons yet. And you're sitting there thinking, what the hell do I got to do that for? I'm just here to tune into the show. This is like regular cable TV, right? You just press the button and then you ain't got to hit any buttons from there, right? Maybe adjust the volume a little bit. No. See, we are like them big networks out there that get all their funding from the less than suggestible places. Let's just say that. Who's to say, who's to know? This ain't Decoding the Divide. This is a brand new show, so we won't go down that rabbit hole. But we need your help to do that. So maybe if this show makes you laugh, maybe if this show makes you cry, maybe if this show makes you think, maybe if it makes you go, I never thought of that right there. That's some pretty good perspective. You know what? I'm not going to be a hoe. I'm going to share the show. Okay, so be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's program.
Don't be rude.
That's right, my friends. That's 47 and 45, just told you. Don't be rude. Make sure you share that bad boy out. Let's get some people going and flowing here in the show this morning. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings already live in prime time. That is where our concurrent viewer is up there. Obviously, you can't see that. You don't know where I'm pointing to. That's where I'm pointing. We can see all of you live in prime time across all of our channels. Shout out to everybody tuning in live in prime time right now. And all of you may be watching the recording, or those of you who will soon to be slid in. My friends, you have heard some bells ringing. You have heard some glass breaking. You have heard some men screaming. Oh, wow! Oh, yeah! As the cream rises to the top and we take a look at the quality that is now joining us. He is the man, the myth, the legend, Derek DZ Snow, DEEZY, the one, the only. Baby! Mr. Producer, my man, your guy, of not only this fine morning program, but the evening program we came off of last night, and boy, oh boy, did we have some fun talking about the edumacation system. Shout out my guy, DZ Snow, the lightweight slanging, iron pumping, bowling ball bench pressing. If you don't know, you won't know. But there's another man here with us as well. Another man about to join us who has always a plan. Maybe a plan to help you overcome some things in your life. Turn an obstacle into an opportunity. Maybe a trial or a tribulation into a triumph. Maybe a loss into a lesson. Maybe a failure into a brand new chance to flourish. See, he has those plans. But then other times, he's got that travel plans to go complete a mission in some foreign land. And my friends, joining us this morning from what might appear to be a foreign land, yet it is not a foreign land. He is just relocated inside of his own home, now looking like he's visiting us from brand new areas. Is this the new HQ? Who's to say, who's to know, my friends, as we welcome in the founder of the Grandpa Ape Country Club. What? The lead pro on the GACC greens, if you will. What? He is a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. So many songs within the catalog, if you ever had an opportunity to look at it, you say, oh my goodness, I don't even have this many on my iPod Nano from back in 2001. He's got to be a human iPod. What? A purveyor of positive vibes. What? A curator of high-level energies. What? A certified PLP pusher. What? The co-creator of the J&J Weekend Getaway that we're about to go into our 3rd annual year on. What? He is the jet plane flying. What? McLaren driving. What? Integra window smashing. Rolex rocking. What? Jesus peace dang. What? We're never going to let him live that down because he had to bring it to the show as a whole damn topic, all right? So we're always going to bring that in his intro, don't you know? What? The man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, with an emphasis on the one. What? My friends, please put your hands together, get on your feet for Chicago's very own, the one, the only, Mr. Turned Up himself, DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One. Little new digs we got going on here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, whoa. What's
happening? I tried to fix the sound a little bit. I tried to put a little, window thing going on. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hey, I got this real cool button right here where this button can actually
Whoa! Where are you going? Where are you going?
Let's get back here. Hey!
Whoa, come back, Swirl. Where are you going, dude?
Yeah, check that out. Oh, yeah, we can dial this shit in. And yesterday, I knew you'd like that. I'm not quite done. I'm not done. But I'm at least somewhere. Hey, that was pretty cool, right? Hey, you fuckers.
I was not expecting that shit. Oh, that was good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy, it's great. You wait. I got lights in here. I've got some ambiance. I can look out and see the beautiful sky is blue, clouds are gray, snow sucks so much. Give me some sun today. That's what I'm hoping for. But my friends, great to see you. Welcome to Forge and Fuel. Yes, I got it right because I say the same thing all the time. I was watching the show last night, and old Capp had some Freudian slips. I guess he had Forge and Fuel on the brain a little bit because he kept talking about us.
I got too many good things happening, dude. I had too many good things happening around here, you know?
I'm just telling you, hey, guess what? I got my water right here too, bro. Check this out.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's tasty. Also, I lost my microphone, so I'm going to have to go right here in this door right here somewhere, and I am going to have to search far and wide for my actual microphone. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I did. And you know what? It's a very expensive one, and it's a box. And I don't know why I lost that. But anyway, so I'm still
Out of
rocking.
all things.
Oh, I know. I couldn't believe it. I have everything else. I've got, oh, and you know how I was asking you yesterday for a little bit of, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a super soldier, my friend.
You already figured it out?
Are you kidding me? I wasn't going to let no time waste, my friend. I put that shit up there.
I'm gonna be honest. By the time you sent that text message in the chat, I was deep in the fucking shits. And I said, "No way, he's already got that fucking
Oh, yeah.
thing."
Oh, yeah. Built it, had the damn thing up. I'm telling you what, I wrestled this monitor. It's as big as me. It's as big as me. And it's this wide. And I'm like, it was such a headache. Anyway, do us a favor real quick, since pardon my antics this morning. If you wouldn't mind to grab that device that you have there and hit that little maybe message button, and you say, you know what, I'm watching it on YouTube. Let me send that link out to somebody who does not have a social media presence, because you know what, there really are people out there who don't have social media. Just so you know, I myself am not on the Book of the Face variety. However, there are other people that aren't on any of these things. So I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you how to do it, because you know what? It's always good to be able to get some good things out there, get some more vibes, get some more people inside the room so that we can have some fun. Also, I have a cup holder over here, and it holds this very nice cup of Joe just right there.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh, I thought about all of this. So yeah, for the show, there is a cup holder right here. See that? I can put that right there. Hands off. My gosh. It's going to be a beautiful day. Welcome to Fortune Fuel. Let's get it kicked off, baby. Good morning, Deez. Good to see you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
He's on mute.
Motherfucker. Damn, coming. I was showing them how to paste the link in the chat, is in their text messages. If you saw that's what you just go to YouTube, press the little copy button, put it right in your doggone text. You ain't even got to text nothing else, and then type in your favorite person, just say pew, and then disappear. Don't even say anything else. And they say, what the hell is this? And then maybe they're here live in prime time at Fortune Fuel. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Fortune Fuel.
But what I do know is that I'm actually live on that show now, so I can reference it. You're right, Swirl One. I was a little Freudian last night. I was thinking about this, there, everything in between. But hey, at least we had a pretty quality episode last night. If you guys missed Decoding the Divide, I would highly suggest you go back and watch. All on the education system. It was not only me sitting there bitching and moaning and complaining.
Oh, you had some very good ideas.
Right?
Some
Right?
outstanding ideas. As a matter of fact, I would go ahead and nominate you for the Secretary of Education with those great ideas. So just you've got my vote. I'm just telling you, not telling you where you need to take your talents, but I think you did some very good analysis of what needs to be put inside our school systems.
Well, I really appreciate that, Swirl One, because I put a lot of work into that, and I feel like everybody comes out and they want to whine and moan and complain about how bad all the systems are and this and that and the third, but never tell you, how do we fix it? How do we get through the problem into the solution? Everybody wants to bang their rattle on their high chair and complain about the broken dish on the floor, but never wants to tell you, how do we get the new dish? How do I get out of my high chair and go back to work so I can crawl around and play with my blocks and start building shit again? Be a big kid. Jeepers creepers, who's to say, who's to know? Just some thoughts there on the show, and if you missed that last night, I highly suggest you go back and watch. It was a banger. But speaking of, we got a banger for you here this morning. Firing you up, getting you ready to go. We got more inspiration, motivation, and good vibration on tap than you're going to even be able to fill in your cup. You're going to need 2, 3, 4 of them sons of bitches. You're just going to be go, fill it up, go, fill it up, go. I mean, this shit is going to be flowing all morning long.
Especially if you have 4 cups of coffee.
Especially. You know how it is. You say, Cap, how the hell do you always have this much energy? Because I'm fired up for life. I feel good. I feel great. I'm sucking down air this morning. And no, I don't have to use any drugs to do this. I kind of do some drugs, a little bit of vitamins.
From the earth, okay?
Some pot, some nicotine. That's it. Some pot, some nicotine, and a little bit of caffeine. That's my drugs, all right? And that's where I'm at, and I'm feeling fucking great. So soaring high like the Eagles. Maybe you're not already there. Maybe you need some help, some coaxing, if you will, getting a rose in this morning. And maybe if that's the case, you could use a little laugh or two. You could use some help waking up before we get into the thick of it this morning. Well, it just so happens, my friends, it is time for that. Time for your morning knee slappers, your regular old belly laughs, your good hearty har-hars. And my friends, I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. Let's keep the trend going. 3-pack on tap for you here this morning once again. I don't give
I'm
a
ready.
damn.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm
The
ready.
vibes have been hot. The
Hey,
vibes have been hot all morning.
I did my abs yesterday. Oh, and I've been getting my workouts. Oh, bro, you don't understand that with the desk building yesterday. Ooh.
I don't know if you understand. I fear getting up from this chair. My legs are worse, possibly the worst pain I've ever felt in my legs in my life. Every time I get up from this chair, it feels like somebody is just taking an AK-47 and going, and just then I start walking. I mean, it is the old hack squat got me real good this week. Who's to say, who's to know? Second day away and the old legs are fired up. But DZ knows what I'm talking about. However, my friends, we got some good laughs here this morning. And I figured we'd start off, you know, me and Swirl have talked ad nauseum here on these morning laughs, how sometimes, you know, when somebody just has one of them good laughs, you just can't help but laugh right alongside of him. You know, like a Shane Harper laugh. You ever be in a building with this guy? You could be on the opposite end of the room and you hear a what the where's that? There's something good going on right now, and you find him and you go over there and there's just a great conversation happening. So, you know, I figure why not start off with just a touch, a little dab.
There he is laughing. I know he just laughed. He's like, these fuckers.
These motherfuckers. So I thought, you know, why not get the laugh, the contagion spread here this morning? My friends, I was scrolling through reels a couple days ago and I saw this one and I said, boy, some point I got to bring it to the show. And here we are this morning. We got to watch it 2-3 times because it doesn't really hit until you really watch it. But my friends, this right here is the contagious laugh.
What are you?
Back to
Victoria.
one more time.
I get squealing.
Her little fucking laugh is the best.
He's squealing over there. And it's so funny that even the sister's like, okay, that shit was funny. I'm an idiot, but that's funny right there.
Her little belly laugh, bro. She just gets stuck, dude. Woo! Little contagious laugh. If that don't get you laughing, oh, that's a good one. Well, now that the laughs are going, let's get into another little something. You know, we like to talk about relationships here on the show, men and women, and how it's just not the same. You know, yesterday we talked about how men are lines and women are the color, and we got to teach them how to color with inside the lines. And maybe I heard some more good quality perspective yesterday that I need to bring to the show at some point in time. Not today, who's to say, who's to know, but I thought about this perspective and I said, you know, if this ain't the doggone truth, you know, as much as you ladies like to say we're equal, it's the same, I don't need no man, I'm strong and independent, all this shit. I tell you what, my friends, it simply is not the same.
Really? You're drinking again?
I'm happy at it.
Oh, you're playing video games again? You're going golfing again?
Nice day.
You're eating again?
bitch.
Today, a woman in jail accused of killing her own husband, and she apparently told detectives that she did.
Really? You're drinking again? Oh,
Did
you're
you
playing
think
video
that's
games
where
again?
it was
You're going bowling again?
You're eating again?
Today, a woman in jail accused of killing her own husband, and she apparently told detectives that she did.
I mean, I'm probably not very good at this. You
Bruh.
heard my.
Oh,
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing.
oh shit! Tell me that ain't the fucking truth. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry.
I'm really suck at that game. I'm
Ladies
so
and-
bad at that.
Ladies, I'm sorry.
I'm not domesticated, okay?
Why is that? Why is that? Why does it seem to go that way? Why? I'm sorry. It's only funny because it's the truth. I'm sorry. Who's say who's
Dude. Hey, Bill, that's why you're married and I'm not. I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I'm like,
Woo. One more laugh for you here this morning. Maybe neither one of those tripped your trigger. I don't know how. You can't be an alive human being if they did. But maybe they just did. And here, maybe this one, maybe you really resonate with this one to the core. Because maybe you've already dropped your first cup of coffee on the floor. Maybe you've stubbed your toe coming out of the bathroom. Maybe you scuffed your neck and your cheek and your other cheek. You got little pieces of toilet paper all over your face when you were shaving this morning. Maybe what I'm trying to say is it's just not your day. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
Oh no! Holy shit!
The chicken. That hurt my ass.
So I live.
Where'd it go?
Bruh.
Maybe it's not your day, but at least maybe it ain't going as bad as some of those humming bees. Oh, shit.
Oh, bro, you have no idea. I almost had one of those slip moments here just when I got to the shot, and that would have been me on my ring. I'm glad it wasn't installed yet.
Ring camera, we'd have had our own morning laugh. Who's to say, who's to know? Oh, shit. Well, friends, there's a little contagious laugh for you. Well, it's not the same, and when it's just not your day, who's to say, who's to know? There's a little morning laugh for you here to kick off this show. And speaking of, here we are 29 minutes after the top of the hour. It's like we know what we're doing here on this show. About to be 30 minutes after the top of the hour, and we're about to really dive in. But before we do, quick reminder for each and every one of you, whether you're tuning in on X, on Rumble, on YouTube, whatever platform you might be, if you're live in prime time and you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, and you just got to get it out over the duration of the program. Well, that's why we got the live chat. You can hop in the live chat, whether you're on any of those platforms I just mentioned, and you can drop down whatever you're thinking. Might be some perspective, some insight, some knowledge, maybe a question in regards to something we speak on today. Hell, even a question in regards to an obstacle you're dealing with and how you could use some insight, some knowledge on how to turn it into an opportunity, baby. Whatever it might be, drop it in the live chat And once we get to the third segment of the day, we'll connect live with you and pop it up on the screen below us and give you our thoughts on said comments. But speaking of those segments, appears to me, as maybe it does to thee, that it is officially time to get this proverbial show train steaming on down towards the tracks of change, all the way towards Perspective Station. So, my friends, all aboard! Chugga. Get out them notebooks, those pens or those pencils, whatever you might need to keep track of the knowledge and insights about to come your way. Let's slide and dive into the first segment of the day. Send era number 1 your way, baby. It's time for your sharpening session. Oh, you caught me. Too many sips, too many coffees. You caught me. Sorry. Hey, here we are back live in prime time, episode 678 of Forge and Fuel on this tremendous Thursday morning. It is February the 27th, 2025, and I hope you're ready to come alive. Because, we got some topics for you here today. And I'll tell you what, I could use one more sip of Joe before we dive in. Officially. Oh, hi, Matilda. Say hi. You guys heard her there. Who's to say, who's to know? She did a little meow for everybody. However, my friends, here we are, live in prime time for your first segment of the day, your sharpening session. And maybe you didn't check the title of the show, so you don't know where we're about to go. Maybe you did check the title of the show, and it's a little vague, and you're saying, ready and willing for what, Cap? Maybe you saw the thumbnail and you saw that too, and you said, wait, where are we going this morning? Maybe you didn't just hear me, so let me be the first to tell you once again this morning, we are opening up by discussing the topic of ready and willing. Ready and willing. Ready and willing. Ready and willing for what, my friends? Well, if you tuned into Decoding the Divide last night, at the very end of the program, I told you that we would be discussing some new thoughts on adversity. Whoo! Adversity. Nobody deals with that, right? Nobody ever goes through any type of trial or tribulation, right? Nobody's got any obstacle in their path right now, right? Ain't nobody dealing with the shits of life right now, right? You ain't got no adversity, right?
Wrong.
So I figure we talk a little adversity. And I figure I'll share this quote with you. And I actually heard this from a guy while I was watching Nick Shirley. If you know Nick Shirley, he is the kid who goes around to Vegas and LA and all the big spots, and he does the live street interviews of what's currently going on in the political sphere and all that. Absolutely crushing the game. He is one of the best creators in that field, that space right now. Absolutely destroying. And I was watching this guy talk, and he said something, and I started spinning on it, and I said, well, damn. I could, whoa, lines coming in between dots. Here we go. So I formulated this quote, and this is what the entire show is built off of this morning, my friends. So the quote of the day is, a man's strength is determined by his willingness to go through adversity always and in all ways. A man's strength is determined by his willingness to go through adversity always and in all ways. And this guy on the Nick Shirley show, he said, I'm just dealing with adversity always and in all ways. Ooh, wait a minute. Dealing with adversity always and in all ways. Wait a minute. What is he talking about? So I thought about always, right? What is always? Dealing with adversity always. Being willing to always deal with adversity. Being willing to eat the frog no matter what. First things first, the thing that you don't want to do, being willing at a moment's notice, the frog jumps on your plate, you got to eat it now or else everything else is going to just implode right now. Always, moment's notice, adversity's here. I stand tall. I throw on the breastplate. I put on my battle helmet. I draw the sword and I say, let's go to work, baby. It's time to slay and fillet. The moment that frog comes up, it's not a question, it's not a thought, it's not a ring in your hands. Oh no, can I really eat this frog? Oh, it might not be very tasty. Oh geez, I gotta go buy some frog ketchup before I try to eat the frog. No, always willing, ready, able to eat that frog. And what about in all ways? All ways. Eating the frog even if you have to choke it down. Eating the frog even if you've never ate that frog before. Jumping off the canyon's edge if you've never jumped off the canyon's edge before, willing to go down the path that nobody else is willing to go down, willing to try one way, two way, three ways, 5 ways, 10 ways, and all those ways fail, and you try way number 11, and that is the one that actually works. That's the thing that turns the obstacle into the opportunity. That's the moment that you break through the brick wall that's in your path. You are willing to deal with that obstacle always. Like we talked about education, the system tells you there's only one way to get through these obstacles, this adversity. Why do you think so many people give up when adversity inevitably comes their way? Because they don't know there's more than one way to get through this. They don't understand the truth behind fall 7 times, stand up 8. It may be the 8th time that you stand up and you figure out how to eat that fucking frog. So I asked you this morning, my friends, are you ready and willing to face adversity? Are you ready and willing to handle the obstacles in your path? Inevitably, as I started this whole sharpening session off, nobody deals with adversity, right? No, nobody's got adversity in their life. We all have adversity. So when adversity inevitably knocks on your door, what do? Does it throw you for a loop? Do you get paralyzed? Do you get all thrown off and start acting out and flying off the handle and losing your mindset and stop controlling your brain and falling into your emotions instead of pressing your toes into the ground and being in the moment and you control your brain? Does it send you off into some wild area and wild thought track and you start doubting yourself again just the moment that adversity even shows up? Nothing even bad has happened yet. You just see it around the corner and you start running around your front yard like a chicken with your head cut off. Just, ah! But when adversity comes around, do you use it to your advantage? Do you stand tall? You find a way to turn that obstacle into an opportunity. You find a way to keep going down the path no matter what that adversity is. What do? Are you ready and willing? The moment it shows up, are you ready and willing to tackle the adversity? Or do you look for any way you can to avoid it? I'm telling you what, if you embrace adversity, if you make it a part of your life and you realize that adversity is only in your life, it only is knocking at your door because it wants to give you an opportunity to learn and grow, that's when things start to change. It's only in your life to give you an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. And it's why I say it every single day. Is it a loss or a lesson? Is it a failure or a new chance to flourish? Is it a trial or tribulation or a triumph? Is it an obstacle or opportunity, loss or lesson? Repeat it over and over and over and over again until your mind only thinks that. There are no failures. There are no trials. There are no tribulations. It's none of this shit. It's just an opportunity to learn and grow. So, my friends, are you ready and willing this morning? Because adversity is inevitably going to knock on your door. It's inevitably going to come my way, Swirl's way, Deezy's way, everybody's way that's tuning into this show right now. Whether you're a man or a woman, you must realize that your strength is determined by your willingness to go through adversity always and in all ways. Strength is not learned in a book. It's learned on the battlefield. Who's to say, who's to know? Those are my opening thoughts to the show. Well, fired up there. What do you think about them there, Swirl One?
Always and always. Boy, I tell you,
Hmm.
I get excited about that because that's what all life is every day. It's the same thing I say every time you go out, there's a risk involved with everything we do, and every challenge we make starts with, hey, when I go to leave my house, am I going to go left or right? Am I going to take this route or that route? There is a risk involved. There is adversity around every turn. That's why they say that. Gosh, where these thoughts and these sayings come from? It's because it's real. You know, it's interesting because when you say always and always, I start thinking about all kinds of different things. First off, I think of never letting off the gas. What do you mean? What does that mean? Well, when you got the gas on, you got pressure, you got something pushing you got an engine that is outside of you pushing yourself. And boy, I tell you, that means there's no brakes. You better steer it right. You better know the path. You know which right, which left takes what, how to slow down without letting the gas off. Hey, yeah, you might just throw off yourself, boom, right off a cliff. You never know. Could happen. But you know what? That's what's hard about life, is that you have to put on the gas and sometimes never let off. And you have to do the hard things. Man, a lot of people have a hard time doing that just because of the fact that, oh, it hurts. Oh, I'm sore today. Oh, I can't get up. I don't want to go back to the gym. Man, I tell you what, that took my energy yesterday. I can't even think today. Man, I want to get back into that project. You know, doing the things that you have to, not because they're fun, but because they're good for you. That's a big part of all of this. Now, understanding the game of what you're dealing with in adversity. I look at life as a game. I get excited about it. I am a high score individual. I'm a gamer. I love that part of the whole gaming situation. How do I get my score better? How do I increase this or that? And, you know, one thing's about life and games that are the same is you have to understand it's built on failure. It's built on adversity. It's built on repetition. Like no matter what you do, you're going to have to repeat and repeat and repeat until you figure out how to get through it. You know, overcoming these obstacles sometimes looks like small things like, hey, maybe it's a sober dude not grabbing a drink for the day. Maybe that's the obstacle. Okay, well, guess what? Day by day, obstacle by obstacle, you're defeating the game. Maybe it's when you're starting that business and every day you spend 2 hours on it just to try to make it go a little bit better. You know, do a little bit more research. Maybe put one foot in front of the other. Maybe send a tax form over here so you can get yourself your LLC. Do something so that you can get things going with your business. I mean, it's one thing every day. And sometimes, you know, it's interesting. You might beat the level. This is a big one too. You might beat the level, but you still may not master the level. You know, if you've ever looked at, you know, Xbox, they're going to give you achievements. There's always an achievement that says completionist. And what does that mean? That's for the person that didn't mind going back and learning the lesson over and over again and looking for a different way to do it. That person found a different path that only the most seasoned, the most curious players found. And when they found that path, you know what they did? They went down that path, and what they find? That treasure chest would have had that little weapon or that little skill or that little map that nobody else in the entire game finds. And then all of a sudden, boom, that little achievement pops up and it says only 0.02% of players found this. Whoa, wonder why. Well, it's because I kept playing the same level. I kept trying to master it. Yes, I beat that level before, but I wasn't quite there yet. I had to learn every piece of it. That path that you find is only for those people that are willing to keep trying, willing to find the adversity, willing to find another way to get that done, whatever the task was. So when you master yourself and you master the game, that's when you're going to find those special challenges. That's when you're going to find those special treats. That's when you're going to get what everybody thinks is the reward, which really what you find out is just another chance to try another adversity in another level.
Man.
Bruh.
If we're on fire this morning. Love what you're talking about. Repetition. Just doing it. Consistency. Dedication. Persistence. Everything we talk about. Just showing up and being willing. Every day has adversity if you really sit back and look at it. Every single day has some type of decision you have to make where you have to become a better version of yourself. If you just feel like you're stuck on repeat and living the same life over and over and over again, it's because you're not learning something. It's because you're maybe when you walk out of your house, you're treating everybody like shit. Maybe you're getting in rush hour traffic and honking and cutting people off and flipping them off. And then you're not holding doors for people and you're rushing in and you're stuck in your own little world and you're just creating this terrible energy everywhere you go. And you wonder why you can't get stuck out of that daily monotony. Just always in the bullshit. Oh my gosh, my life is so bad. Yeah, because you will it to be bad. You know, I think too about beating the levels, man. I am a gamer of the gamer can be, right? And DZ can attest to this, right? So Fortnite, right? It's what I think, and I think about GTA as well. When I played GTA, I never officially beat GTA 5 because I would play all the little side quests and the little side missions and go holler at this dude who was standing over there, or why the hell is this bag of money, or oh, this person just got robbed, let me go chase that dude, beat the shit out of him and bring her money back and make sure I get every little thing accomplished. When I say, oh, I'm 25%, I'm a true 25% in this game. I have done every little area. I get those 0.02%. Hey, you've only done this. Like in Madden, there's a special way to score a touchdown that only 0.02% of players get. I got that achievement. That's how I game. I take it to the max, right? And it's the same with life. I don't just do that in the game. And then I think about Fortnite, right? You can just get in and play the 1v100 and just do what everybody else does and try and get as many kills. And, oh, you never really get killed and you just pissed off and you never get a battle royale, victory royale. But they have all these other side quests and all these other little things you can start to get involved in. And if you realize you start to do the side quest, all of a sudden people will just pop up in front of you and you'll get easy kills. And then all of a sudden you'll start getting more and more levels up. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in the top 10 and you were just focusing on improving all these other little areas. And oh my gosh, now I'm a good Fortnite player. I got 10 kills. I'm in the top 10. Oh, I've done something with this. Is crazy. And I take that exact mindset and I apply that into life. And I love what you said, Swirl. I mean, I am a gamer to the core. It's not about just beating the level. It's about mastering the level. It's not about just being a pawn on the board, being able to be in the game and just move a little bit. I'm going to master the entire game, just like I talked about last night. Build the masters of the game, not pawns to it.
It's interesting because I love games too. And one of my favorite games, and you guys might laugh, and it's really one of the best games in the world that's ever been built, is Ark. And Ark is an incredible game. And I'll tell you why. Because at no time in any instance are you ever safe. You're always, always, always an adversity. Something is always trying to kill you. If it's not something that's live, it's the weather. It's just there's no place to be safe. And it reminds me of life. And the better I get at that, and every little piece, I remember playing it forever and having every single piece of every land understood. So when somebody had a question, well, I could tell you everything about it. But the whole point of that was that same level of intensity that I put into that, I put into how I learn how to make music, how I learn how to DJ, how I try to understand NFTs, how do I understand sales and marketing and those kind of things. And you know what? Yesterday, I was playing a level over and over and over again. And you know what's funny? I played the level before and I failed. Could not get past. I still can't beat the final boss. Well, yesterday I picked it up again and I said, you know what? Let me try to see if I can get past this boss yesterday. And yesterday, I guess what I did? I did all the same moves. Guess what? The boss never arrived, never beat him, never showed up. I didn't do all the right things, or it wasn't my time, or maybe I hadn't progressed far enough in the game. All I know is this: I'm going to keep trying to beat the boss. I'm going to keep showing up and keep trying to do that. That consistency and me doing that failure over and over and over again is going to finally pay off, and I'm going to have the skills, or the boss is finally going to get, bro, why do you keep knocking on my door? Okay. All right. It's my bridge. All right. I'm ready. You want it? You want it? All right, bro, come on. I'm like, oh yeah, can't wait, baby. Let's go. And all of a sudden I break that door down. So just keep going, keep doing it, be consistent, because I tell you what, yesterday, I knew that when I made those calls, those people wouldn't answer the phone. I knew it. But does that mean you don't call? No, it means you call. That way you can validate the fact that they didn't answer, and then you leave the message. And then you hang up and you go, you know what? Guess what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm calling the bastards back.
One day at a time, man. If David slayed Goliath, you can handle a little adversity. You can get through a little something you're going through. You just got to keep slanging those rocks. And maybe this one doesn't hit, maybe that one doesn't hit. But you think that David just One day, you think they just called upon him and said, "Hey, David, we need you. Slay this big old giant. We need you, dog. Hey, you ain't been practicing at all. You ain't been out there taking care of the sheep. We ain't got nobody else that can do anything. Bo, hey, we need you, dog. You're just a poor little shepherd boy. We need you, dog." You think somebody ain't seen him practicing out there? Said, "Wait a minute. Boy, we ain't got no arrow. We shoot an arrow at this dumbass giant. He just grabs it and cracks it over his knee and throws. Any adversity we throw at this asshole, he handles. He don't give a fuck. Wait a minute. Didn't I see that little shepherd dude was slinging that thing and throwing him rocks? And boy, them wolves weren't coming near him. And we can't keep the wolves away from us. I mean, they damn near come and eat us at camp every night. Hey, somebody go get David. Let's see if he's all this practice. It goes to work." They call up David. Here he comes to the front line. He's well, I mean, I guess I can, I've been doing it. Yeah, I could try. I don't know. Whoa, that's a big scary giant. Holy shit. And the giant starts laughing at me, says, screw it. Why not? What? And the giant falls dead. Maybe it's just not your opportunity yet. Maybe you just got to keep slanging them arrows at the wolves, at the little adversities throughout the levels in order to get to the final boss and get to your ultimate goal, your ultimate destination, everything you've been working on, that dream with a date next to it that turned into a goal. Man, good conversation to get this show started here this morning, Swirl One. Holy hot damn. You got any more thoughts on Ready and Willing over there, sir?
I just want to wish Voodoo good luck because it looks like he's got a final day of testing. So, buddy, let me tell you, you don't know what you know until they ask you, and you've got all the information. Just go apply it.
You know what I know? I already know you're a certified lab tech. I don't even know what this is before I find out. I already know voodoo lab technician. That's what I know. I don't even know what you're talking about the last test to find out. Oh, all you got to go do is just fill in the bubbles that you already know.
Swirl said it. Stuff. Just put it in the right order.
They're already asking. You already know it. It's already in your head. You just got to put it out there, and then they're going to give you that piece of paper, and then you get that pay raise, and now you got more responsibilities. Who's to say? Who's to know? I already see it in your future. I mean, fuck. Voodoo's been the one out there 1 foot in front of the other. I mean, it ain't like it ain't going to happen, guy. I'm just trying to give you what I'm seeing. I mean, 30,000 foot view over on this side of the screen. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out to all you beautiful humming beans. I might go back to slinging rocks after this episode.
Hey, get what you want out of this, man.
Hey, man.
Whatever you get, that's fine. That's
quarters, nicks, and dimes. Whatever you get, my brother,
Hey, as long as the outcome's income, bro. I don't care how you do it.
Taking gangsters to church, bro. I don't give a shit what you got to do. On the corner, man. Make it happen. Trapping away. Shout out to all you beautiful humming beans. Start your day the right way. Here at Forge and Fuel, baby. There's your sharpening session. Ready and willing. A man's strength is determined by his willingness to face adversity always and in all ways. My friends, that does it for your first segment of the day. Time to get off the proverbial show train. As if you don't know and you haven't looked out the window, we are now at Perspective Station. And if you take a gander out there, way over on the other side, you'll see that white sandy beach that is going to take us to our ultimate destination. That's right. There is the character cruise liner, where we have nothing but high-level humming beans right out there. You see it. Yes, keep venturing your way out there, and we will begin to surf through the waves of wisdom as we make our way all the way to Insight Island. My friends, it's time to get into your second segment of the day and send error number 2 your way, baby. It's time for your Reaction Refinery. Okie dokie, artichokes. Here we are back live in prime time on episode 678 of Forge and Fuel on this tremendous Thursday morning. It is February the 27th, 2025, and we hope you've been coming alive. If not, hey, that's all right. We got plenty more vibes coming your way that'll get you all the way fired up today, because we got, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 clips coming your way, and they're hot this morning. And we got 4 high-level humming beans joining us. No reels. This is just straight, stone cold perspective. So, my friends, The first man joining us is the great, the legendary, the mogul himself, Mr. Robert Herjavec. If you don't know, you won't know. He is a shark, an entrepreneur on Shark Tank. You'll see his face, and you know exactly who he is. You might not know his name. Who's to say? Who's to know? Not a big deal. But everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Shit, everybody nowadays wants to be a billionaire. $1 million ain't even enough. And here this morning, Mr. Robert, here to give us some perspective on the truth about billionaires.
Billionaires do you think there are in the world? There's 3,194. But I actually think most people would think there's more than that. Because I think part of what's happened is the media has made it seem so accessible. And I think people have lost the relevance of what $1 billion is and how hard that is to accomplish. And forget about politically whether you think there's too much wealth or whatever. That's not the point. The point is we want to inspire people to try and create great value. But I think that's one of the problems is today, it makes it seem like it's easy because we talk about billionaires and all the magazines and all the online stuff, but there's 3,194 billionaires in the world.
Out of 8.2 billion people. 8.2, it's about 8.5 almost now. By 2050, they're talking 9.5. And there's 3,194 billionaires. But you would think, getting on social media every day, and all these streamers and all their mansions and all the things they do and the cars they got that are on lease, they just got it figured out. They're billionaires out there when they're really not. They have a terrible life. Things aren't going good. They're not one of the 3,194. It's only good when they're on camera. They don't have any fulfillment. People don't tell them, oh, wow, your energy is amazing. The only reason why people notice them is because they have a name on the internet. People don't notice them because they have energy and are fired up and are creating change and value in this life. You're telling me sitting on a stream with a chat going that you can't even read and sitting there talking about nonsense is creating value. That's creating value. That's creating change in this life. That's doing something good. I swear to you, you will see all these streamers over the course of the next 5 to 10 years begin to go pew, because there's not going to be a market for it anymore. And unless they evolve and grow and do something different, like Aiden Ross is talking about GTA 6, and hey, more power to him. Hopefully he does something good there, and that's not a big old flop. I don't think it will be. We'll see. But I think you're going to see a massive change in social media and the everything in between. And more people are realizing, man, it is about money. You got to have some shekel. You got to have some shit. But man, I would like to just create some value and create some change first. And if you actually do that's when the money comes. What's the damn quote? We talked about it this week, Swirl One. Don't chase the bag, chase the game. Because the bag don't got the game, but the game got the bag. What are we doing?
Bro, I'm telling you. So it's funny how they talk about billionaires because I actually know a billionaire and I speak with him all the time. Matter of fact, yesterday was his birthday. And I
shout out to Legend.
Shout out. He's a gangster. I'll tell you, he's good people. And if you know, trust when I tell you, this guy don't spend. He don't go crazy. He's not acting like what you would think a billionaire when everybody says, oh, if I had $1 billion. No, billionaires don't. They're working. They're hard. Their hard work is every day, all the time. It's always on. Always on. And one of the things you'll understand is how many of those 3,000 billionaires you don't ever know. You guys wouldn't even expect the guy that I'm talking to be a billionaire. Not only that, how many of those are, in Saudi where they're sheiks and those kind of things where they're just, you've never met them. You couldn't even tell you who they were. Yet they try to make it like, oh my gosh, it's such a thing you could do every day. Everybody can be a billionaire. Well, you know what? Everybody can be. However, not everybody will be. There's a difference to that. And here's the thing about it. You got to look at that. And you guys remember that John Gooden scene with old Mark Wahlberg. And he talks about, hey, put your 2.5 inside the market, use your 5% taxes, and then go ahead and get your indestructible Japanese
shit box.
Drive the shit out. Bro, I'm going to tell you right now, that's real wealth. That really is. because in today's world, most people cannot even save $100, much less $500, much less $500,000. I tell you, when they realize how hard it is to save 500,000 real cash dollars, I promise they're not spending it. Once you realize how hard it is and how long it takes and all the moves you have to make to amass real actual cash of that amount, it's insane. And even when you see these rappers or all these other guys out there, hey, he made $100 million last year. Okay, he didn't make $100 million to his pocket. He might have revenue of $100 million, but he had to pay people with that money. He had to pay taxes with that money. He had expenses with that money. So at the end of the day, what might he have put inside his bank? Okay, maybe 10, 20, 25 million at best if they were doing good. So you have to think about how hard it is to become a billionaire, even when you're making that kind of shekel. And that's the thing that people don't understand. It's all relative. And to those people, like I said before, hey, Mike Tyson poor isn't Swirl One poor by no means. But Swirl One poor isn't what it may be. I don't know. You know, when it's somebody that's on the side of the road poor, it's different. I promise you it's different. It's all relative. But we all have something we have to do every day in order to make it whatever we're trying to make it, whether it's your 60 grand a year, your $1 million a year, whatever it is, you can always add a couple extra bucks. That's why I talk about the $8. Guys, I break it down to the most simplest form, the $8 a day. I literally can show you how to make money on $8 a day.
Spent your whole advance on 2 Chainz and a Gucci verse?
A Gucci verse?
Who's to say, who's to know? I was listening to that the other day. Now that was playing in my head where you were talking right there. I said, shit. And man, you know, I'm not making this additional content and showing up here every single day and on Decoding the Divide and all this stuff to be seen. I am doing this shit to disappear. I am doing this to create real value, give people perspective that they don't hear anywhere else. Go find me another podcast where they're bitching about the education system and then they take 45 minutes to tell you all the changes that should be made to that education system. Nobody's doing it like me. You can call me cocky. You can call me. I'm fucking running laps around these mutts. I'm a millionaire. They just ain't paid me yet. I promise you.
I have a friend.
I promise you.
And the other day I was talking to him and he's going to retire. As a matter of fact, he's got the same exact birthday as I do. It's so funny. Every week we're birthday friends. And so every year we always, hey, doctor, happy birthday, right? It's funny. He's a little bit older than me. And so he's retiring. And I've seen this guy work I've known him for 15 years. So he's retiring. He's always been really good at what he does. And I tell you what, I've never met anybody that does what he does better. And so I was like, man, I'm so jealous of you and what you got going on this, that. What are you going to do? He's like, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm selling everything I got in the move to Indonesia. I was like, God bless you.
What?
And he's like, yeah, buddy, I just want to go and live on an island. I just want to disappear, get away. I got enough money. I can last the rest of my life. All I want to do is just go have freedom of time, go and fish, drink some wine, hang out with my wife, and just do my thing. And he's like, I'm leaving in, he's up 60 days. He goes, I'm out of here. That's freedom. That's really breaking out of the matrix. That's knowing what you want. That right there is saying, you know what? There was a reason for me to save this money. There's a reason for what I'm doing, and I'm going to go and do it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's exactly, man, these guys have been going to Thailand and like having rent for $300 and they're living in what would be a $1.5 million penthouse here and just have no bills, barely any utilities, do whatever they want, whenever they want, living the life. Why not? That's ultimate freedom. That's what you should be. Why would you want to be enslaved and entrapped by the system your entire life because you're chasing after money? Because you're chasing after what the system wants you to chase after. I simply just want to have a barndo somewhere on some fucking piece of land where nobody can fuck with me, and I can see DEA and ATF coming from 500 miles away.
100 miles away.
That's all I care about. That's all. That is exactly what I'm working on right now. All right, that is where my fucking head is.
I know of a place. Let me just say that.
Who's to say? Who's to know? And Diamond Handsville might be more real than any of you care to think, because this is exactly what we're working on, and we would love to be able to provide it to everybody who has bet on us over the duration of this entire thing. So who's to say? Who's to know? We're millionaires and billionaires. They just ain't paid us yet, but you got to know the truth about it. It ain't easy. Shout out Robert Herjavec. What a legend. My friends, Your second clip of the morning features another legend, a man who doesn't always get all motivational. Not here as of late, but I certainly love it when he does because he's got some doggone good perspective. And I look forward to the day that I get to interview him and have some high-level conversation on some motivation and inspiration. Let me tell you what. And the day I get to go on his program and the world knows about what the hell we're doing. The one and only Mr. Joe Rogan here this morning, live from his show, the JRE. Here to give us a little bit of perspective. Yes, sirree, I'm speaking it into existence. I don't care what you think. He's given us some thoughts, some insights, some knowledge, building upon what we've been talking about this morning already on why losing is important.
In life is so important, whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss, those feelings where things didn't work out your way, that's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong and you improve, and then it makes the good feelings of victory all the better.
That's the thing. You got to know the agony of defeat. You've got to understand the failure in order to understand how to make the game plan better, how to get your lessons right. And that, I tell you, most people are so afraid of failure and making mistakes. And it goes back to what Colt was talking about last night with the school system. They teach you right away that mistakes are bad and that you shouldn't be making them. And if you make a mistake, you are a failure, when they don't realize that really what they're doing is stopping the ingenuity, stopping the creativity of people out there, where 100% of them, if they fail over and over again, they're going to find the right way to do it. And it's going to be exactly what they were expecting. And that's the thing about it. You have to know what it feels like. You have to understand, man, let me tell you, if anything in your life is worth fighting for, you're going to fail over and over and over again when you're trying to achieve it, get to it. I mean, geez, if the girl that you wanted told you yes right off the bat, promise you it wouldn't be the same thing. Probably the reason why you liked her is because she told you no a couple of times, and you had to work for it a little bit just to kind of get her to go on a coffee date. And that's what makes it different. It's the whole idea of the failure. You have to understand what the low point is, and so that way you can understand exactly where the peak is in what you're feeling.
You talk about those coffee dates, man. I just gotta get this out there live. I made a funny video about it, a little reaction. This chick was talking about guys only take women on coffee dates because they're easy and they only want sex from you, and that's why they do that. Honey, if you think that I think I'm gonna get some poo nanny from taking you on a coffee date, you sorely got me fucking confused. I have never in my life thought I was going to buy a woman a cup of coffee and get laid off of that. You're fucking insane. We do it because it's very minimal.
Neutral area.
It's a neutral area. Neither one of us can pretend to be something we're not. You can't dress all up and wear all this makeup. I can't put on a suit. We got to be exactly who the fuck we are. And if in 30 minutes, you can't find out if someone is batshit fucking crazy, then you don't have the ability to communicate. And it makes it a lot easier for me to find that out. I can cheers your coffee. I don't have to pay a $400 fucking bill, because when I go out to eat, I don't do it simply. We get appetizers. We get multiple drinks. We get entrees. We get dessert. We do the fucking thing.
Without you in the room.
Without you in the room. Why the fuck would I get the special 2 meals for $10 and fucking...
Never.
Why would I do that shit? If I'm going out, I'm going to go out.
We're going in.
You got to realize what you're getting when you get guys like this. And you have to understand that we do those things because we don't want to fucking put ourselves in situations where we're more fucked than we already are, because all we deal with is adversity all day long. We don't need more fucking adversity.
I don't pay on the first date.
We need fucking peace. I don't pay either. Who's to say? Who's to know? You see the way my bank account is set up. I don't want you to be thinking this relationship.
I got a lot of things going on right now, and I hate to pay for this day right here, and
you take advantage of me. Who's to say? Who's to know? Losing is important, my friends. It's incredibly, incredibly important. You don't know the light unless you know the dark. Son of a gun. Your third clip of the morning, my friends, features another man who I'm a big fan of. He tested me a couple of weeks back, but he got off the bullshit, so I'm okay with this young man right now. I'd love to have a conversation with him about that some point in time. Who's just to see where his mind was going. Who's to say, who's to know? But he is a friend of Joe Rogan. He is the owner of the promotion, if you will, that Joe Rogan works for. He is the owner of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the promoter, the leader, the founder, the CEO, the one, the only Dana White. Yes, that's right. Yes, now you're putting the dots together of why maybe I was a little feathers ruffled. I just try to be,
bro.
I try to be. You know, if you can pick up what I'm putting down, then you stay along. You stay along.
I get it, trust me.
Who's say who's to know? I mean, free speech is only free unless you're talking about the Swedges. Who's to say who's to know? But my friends, we're not on that other show. We're here on Forge and Fuel.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Sorry, Lord. Hey, you want me to speak the truth?
I'm trying.
Don't put it on my mind if you don't want me to speak the truth, God. I'm sorry. All right, you showed it to me. Here this morning, Dana White. Not giving us some perspective on any of that. Some real good quality perspective that I absolutely loved and had to bring to the show. Here he is live in primetime from a stage. Oh my gosh, from another guy that is. Oh no. From a 10X event. Oh boy. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Dana White, here to give us some perspective on time for change.
If you wake up in the morning and it kills you to get in the shower and put your clothes on, get in that car and drive to your job, you hate it so bad, get out. You are in the wrong place. You don't belong there. I'm telling you, you don't belong there. And you know it. You know you don't belong there. You're just scared to make that move. Life is very short. Way too short to be miserable and get up and drive to a miserable job that you hate every day. It's just, life's too short for that. Get up and go out. As long as you know what you want to do, you wake up every day grinding and just working toward that goal.
Life is too short, man, I tell you, and people don't understand. That's why I say it all the time. They're just bumping in the guardrails of the day, trying to get to the 5 o'clock or the 6 o'clock. I see it. I see it in people's faces every single day, and I wonder when people have bad attitudes when they're working. Like, if you don't like working here, and if you have such a bad attitude, just don't work here. Go do something else. We don't need you here. I'm not trying to be that guy, but truth, hey. We can all see it's not serving you because you're not serving us in the right way. So go do something else. And you know what? That's the problem with people, is people don't know what they want. They don't take the time to learn who they are. They don't take the time to know what really makes them tick, what really makes them excited, or they're so caught up in the social media and in the pop culture of the world that, like the guy said before, they want to become a billionaire and think, well, if I just do this, I'll become a billionaire, when they hate every minute of it. So they're not good at it. They're never going to get promoted. They're never going to get better. They're not going to get any recommendations or referrals. So that's the thing. You're literally going in an endless cycle, just like Mac Miller said, drawing circles, walking in a circle. Just continue to go draw that circle. It's ridiculous to watch people like that. So, man, I feel for people like that. I love people who have purpose and passion. They cannot stop thinking about what they're doing. They cannot stop doing what they're doing. They can't sit there and think, oh, man, I'm not doing this. That's one thing I like about Capp. And one thing, if we start talking a little bit too long after the show, Capp is like, oh, I got to get things. So what do I do too? You know, we got things to do. And it's funny, those who are intrinsically motivated to get something done or have a purpose, there's no time to waste. They know that every moment that they're using could be used for something to help get their ball move forward. So grab that fucking ball and start running.
This is what it looked like right before you fall.
God,
Stumbling around, you've been catching your direction, except you can't see it all. I don't have a name. I don't have a name. No. Is he not talking about adversity? Who am I to blame? Who am I to blame? No. Trust me, I've tried. I just end up right at the start of the line, drawing circles. Oh my goodness. I fucking love Mac so much. I miss him so much sometimes. And I was drowning, but now I'm swimming through stressful waters to relief. Ooh, man, I just be banging that sometimes. Just get me down in the I miss that fucker. Time for change, though, and I resonate with it so much. You guys have heard me tell the story, if you've watched this show any amount of time, of my first job in corporate America and putting on the mask and literally getting a pit in my stomach. And as the moment I would turn onto the street and get into the parking garage and feel like shit and get into this hallway where I would mentally have to put on a mask and become a different version of myself, and then get in the elevator and ride up to the 13th floor and be fucking miserable all day and sneak off to the bathroom to hit my vape as often as I could because I was about to fucking come unglued and my head was going to pop off my fucking body. And I had to go to lunch to just get the fuck out of the office, and people hated me because I was going on lunch and not working through my lunch and not giving my best effort. Fuck! And it's Swirl talking over there. Oh, well, see, we can see this isn't serving you. Well, then I was just a kid trying to make a fucking paycheck, trying to figure out what the hell this life was. And everybody in the office was seeing that I hated it. Nobody wanted me around. It wasn't serving me. But then a random person would come in and I'd say some random shit like, hey, whoever said sunshine brings happiness and never danced in the rain. And I would connect with somebody who was a CEO. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not a fucking worker bee. I can't do this. What am I doing? And I made a promise to myself when I got fired after only 90 days at that job that I would never put on a mask again. I would never be something I wasn't again. And the next few jobs in corporate America, I didn't. Got me in trouble a couple of times, but it also made me friends within the company that were like, okay, he's willing to say what others won't say. Now, did it get me promoted? Fuck no. But, it is what it is. And that was part of the issue. But I made a promise to myself, and we talked about it a couple of weeks back. So we were at that fork in the road, the ultimatum, the moment. For me, it is either I make this happen, this whole thing goes forward, or I go back to corporate America and I get in sales and I go back down that path. There is no either or. There is no this or that. It is all of this or all of that. I don't half-ass anything, so I have to put everything in. This fires me up. This wakes me up in the morning. I haven't had a pit in my stomach and I don't know how long. This isn't work to me. This isn't fear. This isn't adversity. This shit's easy. The only thing I ever worry about it right now, because I'm at the beginning of this whole thing, is just a little bit of funds here and there, a little financial. Oh no, I got to be a little broke. Oh no, I got to watch what I spend. Oh no, I can't go to the clubs. Oh no, I can't buy 50 coffees. Oh fuck no, my life's over. Who cares? Well, everybody's been doing that in their 20s. I haven't. Now I'm looking at 30 going, whoa, I'm about to be a millionaire. Whoa, exactly everything that I've been talking and speaking into existence is happening right now. I'm watching it unfold, and everybody that I grew up with is saying, well, my life's over. Got the old lady and the kids. Can't ever leave this job now because I just got to pay the bills. I don't know what I'll ever do again, but here I am. I just stay in my town of 1,100 people, and everybody knows me, and I'll be the coolest guy at the bar on Friday nights, and I'll buy everybody a drink because I make 120 grand a year, and everybody else makes 30 grand a year, and I'm the coolest guy in town. Derp, derp, derp. Goodness gracious. Yeah, go move to Indonesia on that salary and what you do and being the coolest guy in the world. Go break out of the matrix on that. Who's to say, who's to know? Your fourth and final clip of this here morning show features another amazing human being who I'm a massive fan of his podcast, fan of his work, fan of everything he does. He's also got something new he's coming out with here soon in the fitness and nutrition realm. He's been working with Dr. Martell, Mike Martell, or Dan Martell. I can't remember. Dan Martell. He's been working with Martell, and apparently they're coming out with something new. I heard him talking about it the other day. Chris Williamson, hey, a man always on his grind, trying something new, doing something different.
Martell is popping right now.
I know he is, man. Shout out to both of these guys.
And if you look, he did a live that he only gets like 200-300 people, but that dude, he's doing it every day. He do be doing it though.
He do be doing it though, and so he's not the most aesthetically pleasing guy sometimes, just a little short, bald guy, but he's got so much knowledge and so much insights, and he is just such a down-to-earth, cool, fucking just dope-ass dude. I watch a lot of his like behind-the-scenes clips too and everything, and he's just such a funny bastard, bro. Like he's just got such a dirty fucking mind. His comedy is so funny. Such a great dude. Shout out to Martell and Chris Williamson, who was here this morning. We actually watched a clip from this episode. This is when he was on the Joe Rogan Experience most recently. We watched a clip, but this is a new perspective, and we might just have to bring this as the sharpening session tomorrow, dive a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole. Who's to say, who's to know? But this right here, my friends, or maybe a different topic and tie it all together. I don't know. Who's to say, who's to know? But this morning, my friends, Chris Williamson joins us to give us some perspective on why bad situations are better than good situations.
that if you were to go a mile or less, you would walk it, and if you were to go more than a mile, you would drive it. Paradoxically, you would go 2 miles quicker than you would go 1 mile. The friend that should leave his job really needs to leave his job, but it's just about passable. His boss isn't that much of a dick. Maybe the benefits are okay or whatever. The person that stays in an apartment that's got some mold on the ceiling, it's not too much mold and whatever. All of these people would be better off if their situations were worse, because it would galvanize them into actually doing something. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
You can get stuck in this chasm of comfortable complacency that sits somewhere in the middle. If things are good, great, no problem. If things are bad, great, activation energy to go and make them good. If things are just about passable, you end up being comfortably numb. Sometimes worse situations can be better than better situations.
Oh, man. That's why I always say, hey, it's going to get worse before it gets better. People say that all the time on purpose. It's because that's exactly right. You aren't pushed to do anything until something makes it happen. That's why I've said it before. Nobody cares about their health until all of a sudden they get the call from the doctor and they have to end up in the hospital. Nobody gives a shit about their financials until somebody comes looking for a bill they can't pay. Nobody cares about any of those things until all of a sudden it has to happen. Wow, all of a sudden the sense of urgency just shows up out of nowhere. I'm telling you, I have that sense of urgency every single day because I do think that way all the time. I do know by the grace of God, there go I. Oh, man, imagine being homeless. Oh, I can. Oh, I have been. Oh, I know it could happen again. I'm telling you, that's why I'm going to go ahead and play that game again. I'm going to call those people that don't answer the phone. I'm going to keep putting in that effort because you know why? Sooner or later, something good's going to happen. But you know what's going to happen if I don't do anything? I guarantee you all those negative aspects that I thought about will come to fruition.
150%. 150%, man. Think about that. How bad situations can be better than good situations. And just that comfortable complacency of just getting stuck in that cycle of just, it's good enough. And yeah, I hate it. And I don't feel great. I'm not fulfilled, but I'm not all the way upset. Man, just living in that complacency. No way. No thanks. Not for me. Not where I want to be. And, you know, if you just adjust, get a little bit better here, a little bit better there, look for this area here. That's how you just consistently get better. But if you just do the same things over and over and over again, you're never going to get a new result. It's the definition of insanity, but everybody does it. And they wonder why they don't get better. They wonder why their life doesn't improve. They wonder why they don't find new areas, make new connections, build new businesses, whatever it is. That's how the most successful people come about, is getting out of that easy complacency. They make it easy for you. That's how the system is created. That's how they build everything, to make it easy for you, to make you a good little employee, to shut up, take your blue pills, sit down, fall in line, don't ask too many questions, and keep watching our Netflix when your doggone brain starts critically thinking just a little bit too much. We got to reel that bad boy back in. Who's to say? Who's to know? Shout out to Chris Williamson, Dana White, Joe Rogan, and Robert Herjavec joining us here on this show this morning. Electric motivation and inspiration. Great perspective there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But that does it for our second segment of the day. It is time to get into the third and final baby that I referenced at the top of the show. If you don't know, you won't know, but this is the time where we break the third wall and we connect directly with you, the live viewer out there, whether you're on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, wherever you may be tuning in live in prime time. Now is your chance to get over there in the live chat. I've been seeing it hopping and popping all morning long, so I ain't getting it twisted. But if you ain't been in there and you got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, and you say, whoa, I got to get this out before you end the show, well, drop it over there in the live chat. It can be perspective. It can be questions. It can be thoughts, knowledge, insight, something in between. And once we get through this brief transition, we'll pop it up on the screen. Nah, man. As we get into your third and final segment of the day, it's time for your... Ooh, that was a heavy one. Answers from the Anvil. All righty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time on your third and final segment of the day. Your answers from the Anvil. That's right, my friends. This is where we connect with you, the live viewer. We see what you got to say on this beautiful Thursday. So, my friends, if you don't know, you won't know. Now is my time to say, hey, DEEZY, shift us up, my guy. What do we got out there on this beautiful Thursday morning? What type of high-level humming beings are in the chat? Solo Breezy making his daily appearances in the live chat now. Grand Rising Solo, great to see you, G. Appreciate you in the comment section. Not only here live on the show, but in all of our other stuff too, man. We've been seeing you. Appreciate the hell out of you, good sir. Have an amazing day. Right back your way, sir. Albright's Fur Farm, our good friend Jared Albright. Great morning, fam. Can't wait to see all your beautiful faces tonight and hear how things are going at the network meeting. Yes, sirree, Bob. We appreciate you. Can't wait to see you and hear how things are going over at the Fur Farm. Shout out, Mr. Albright. We appreciate the hell out of you. Mr. Wigman, a.k.a. T-Chen Moons. GM Diamond Ham fam. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. You better believe it. Don't you know? Shout out. We appreciate you, big fella. Who else we got? D's, Lil Angel SD. Great morning, chicken suckers, one percenters, F&F crew, mamas y papas, and everyone in between. Shout out to you, good sir, Mr. Peguero. I can't wait to see me some Angel SD, baby. Woo, I need some Angel SD in my life. I tell you what a great humming bee. Kim Jones, Mama Cap, the one and only terrific Thursday morning F&F crew. Shout out to you, Mama Bear. Got the good vibes flowing this morning. Ready for a terrific Thursday. Appreciate you being live in prime time. Mrs. Metal, one half of the Metal Crazies, with her usual daily reminder, you might just be getting something in the mail today too, young lady. Who's to say, who's to know? Great morning, fam. Happy Thankful Thursday. Today's reminder, change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, and remove yourself from the unacceptable. Stay humble and go be great in their face on purpose. As always, hot damn. Change the changeable, accept the unchangeable, remove yourself from the unacceptable. Damn. Woo! Shout out Mrs. Metal. Fire flame quote this morning. Appreciate you, young lady. Who else we got out there, D's? The beautiful Bella Rossi, a.k.a. Mama Snow, a.k.a. Mama Linda Snow, the beautiful, the one, the only. Great morning, everyone. Oh, I saw her smiling face yesterday. Ooh.
Oh, a little FaceTime action, huh?
She heard me, yeah. She heard me live on the show, and then she come up in there and kick D's out of the way and was smiling and say, how you doing? I was all excited to see her. We had a little conversation. Shout out to you, Mama Snow. Great to see you, as always. Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City Live. Shout out to beautiful Miss BB and the Red Pill Yahoo, the one and only Ken Buckler. There is never only one way to solve a problemo, and no problemo is unsolvable. I've spent most of my life finding crazy alternatives to seemingly unsolvable problems. No such thing as a no-win scenario.
That's it.
Give it to him, Ken Buckler. Come on. Shout out to you, Mr. Ken and Mrs. Buckler, if you're tuning in again this morning. Always great to see you beautiful humming beings live in the chat. Who else is out there, D's? Oh, hey, speaking of a beautiful humming being, Voodoo 3. I needed to hear this one today, fellas. Well, glad you got a chance to tune in live in prime time, because I know you don't get the opportunity most days, Voodoo. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you let us know about that certified lab technician you're about to become, that is just about to take your life to new levels, new areas, new heights. I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling the vibes. I am seeing obstacles being removed out of your path right now. I am seeing the stones being just whooshed away. The path is so clear. All you got to do is just take one step at a time, baby. That's all I'm seeing. Shout out to you, Voodoo. We appreciate the hell out of you, good sir. Appreciate you being live in prime time. Motion, the man, the myth, the legend, a.k.a. Shane Harper. Attention is the new currency. Damn straight. And as long as the outcome is income, I'm all right with that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. How about that, to use your own quote on top of your quote today? Ha! Shout out, Motion. We appreciate you. Chris Asromala. Ha! Have a spectacular Thursday, everyone. Keep on crushing it, Diamond Ham fam. You keep on crushing it yourself, good sir. Shout out to you. Appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for being live in prime time. Bill S.E. Squire, our good friend over there from the phone booth. I just wanted to thank you guys for being the inspiration you've been for me to better myself. No lies detected. Never stop. Hey, shout out to you, Billy boy. We appreciate the hell out of you, man. Me and Ted have been trying to connect on a call this entire week, and between his wife being sick, him losing his voice, me being busy. It's been a fucking cluster.
He lost his voice too. Me too, bro.
Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. So T's and P's to the Logans, if you will. We send our love your way. We send our love to the Esquires as well. And who's to say, who's to know? Maybe if you've been paying attention, there just might be something coming your way. Who's to say, who's to know? But we love you guys over there in the phone booth. Appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for tuning in live in prime time this morning, Billy boy. We appreciate you. JK Big Time, our nation's capital connection, live from the hill. GM, crush the day, baby. You crush the day yourself, good sir. We appreciate the hell out of you. The one and only Mr. Big Time. Woo! Oh, it's coming. You're right. It's destiny. You're damn straight. Shout out to all you beautiful human beings live in prime time in the chat. Whether you're on X, on YouTube, on Rumble, we appreciate you for helping us continue to flow on the third and final segment of the day. But that's all we got coming your way. It's time to get up and go for the day. It's time to make like geese and get the flock out. Make like a banana and split. But not before we get you up to date on a few more things and remind you and close this show out the only way we know how. How do we do that? Well, we begin by checking back in with the man, the myth, the legend, who is the co-host with the mo-host of this fine morning program. DJ Swirl One, any final thoughts, reminders, comments, perspectives, knowledge, insights, anything in between for episode 678.
Make sure you get your water in. Get some movement in. Make sure you get some sun today because I can see it beaming. Can you see it right here? It's beaming through. Oh, my God. It's going to be a nice day. Hey, make sure also you do something to further along that business, your knowledge, your skill. Maybe level up a stat today. I don't know which one you're working on, but just try that level again. You're going to make it. You're going to do it. I just know it. I just know it's going to happen. So today's your day. Thank you for tuning in, whether you was live or maybe you listened to us on the recording. Maybe you were driving to work or in between cities, or maybe you were getting on a plane. Who's to say, who's to know? But we appreciate you for tuning in each and every day to Forge and Fuel. We love doing this. We'll be here again tomorrow to keep bringing back all the vibes, motivation, inspiration that you might need. Also, shout out to my boy DZ back behind the green screen back there, who keeps bringing all the fire, flame, sound effects, and keeps us looking amazing as the transitions move from one to another. But with that, I'm done. I'm out. It's Gak Thursday. Right. Yeah, so we're playing some poker tonight. So pull up, play some poker. Make sure you bring your poker shades and your poker face. Good luck to you. We will see you guys on the next Forge and Fuel.
Shout out, DJ Swirl One. Appreciate the hell out of you, my guy. Thanks for all your vibes, your insights all morning long. Appreciate those reminders. Hope you have a tremendous rest of your Thursday because you, sir, deserve it. I was trying to see if we're going to have a mascot appearance. I don't know where she went now. She was really wanting to get picked up. And then the moment I did, she just disappeared. So I don't know where she went. I thought we were going to, the old chicken, the old Tilly chicken. We haven't had a Tilly chicken sighting in quite a while. So who's to know, maybe one of these days I just snaggle her and finagle her and bring her live in prime time and just hold her against her will. Cause she's so abused, as you see every single fucking time she's live on this show. She just, oh, I hate life, Dad. Stop abusing me. Who's to know? However, a couple more reminders here for you on the show. If you didn't catch it last night, you didn't hear me remind you already, Decoding the Divide, we had our weekly dose of red pills and rabbit holes. We hit the next layer of world population control with the edumacation system. Talked about what they teach us, what they should be teaching us, some truth about college, and some cold, hard education on the education system. If you don't know, you won't know, but I got a lot of trigger strip last night. I know a lot about the education system because I spent a lot of time in that fucker. Holy smokes. What, 16 years of my life in the damn system, and then finally I woke up one day?
Got him!
So if you want some good quality perspective, tune into that. That is recorded on Rumble, and you can find it on X as well. As a reminder, we do have our bi-weekly networking meeting. You saw Jared Albright talking about it in the chat. It is in the Gateway this evening. If you're wondering what the hell is the Gateway, it is the home of the Diamond Hand fam. We are not only an entertainment company and provide all this edutainment for you, we're also a full-fledged elite networking group. We have a full community and resource hub that is packed with benefits and perks that we call the Gateway. That is where the Diamond Hand family resides. And you can start your 7-day free trial today. Get the full experiences. Join us in a bi-weekly networking meeting. 2 nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central, 5:30 in the mountains, and 4:30 specifically. Learn about what's going on with DHMG right now and in the future. Hear about everybody in the Diamond Hand fam, what they got going on, and learn how they could be of value to you, or maybe how you could just be of value to them. Who's to say, who's to know? But once again, we'll see you for that. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're in the gateway already, if you're an OG of the Diamond Hand fan, make sure you RSVP or you're not accessing the live room once we open it up tonight. Just a reminder, baby. If you're looking for the links for the gateway, you can find it down in this episode's description, located with all the other pertinent links for the Diamond Hand Media Group and the Grandpa Ape Country Club. And while you're browsing through those links to try and find what you need, maybe you could go ahead and hit a subscribe, turn on a notification bell, like this show if you enjoyed it this morning. In all honesty, if you could just take a quick moment, pull out your hammers, and smash the shit out of whatever buttons you currently see on your screen, it would only help us continue to grow and flow and make this show and all the shows that fall under the Diamond Hand Media Group umbrella bigger and better for each and every one of you. But my friends, that's all we've got coming your way today. It's time to wrap this bad boy up officially, baby. Turn the old open sign to closed. And as James Brown once said, get on up and get on now. But before we do, a couple of things I'd appreciate it if you'd allow me to remind you. Number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse.
What?
Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow.
What?
And number three, being at this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group. I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shut up! Each and every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for investing your most valuable assets with us this morning, your time and your attention. We'll continue to pay back those investments to you, give you some high quality ROI. That's return on investment if you don't know, my man, my guy. And showing up every single day on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions and being right by your side while you pursue yours. We'll catch you on the flip side in another show, maybe another live chat, maybe a DM group chat, maybe a Discord open chat, maybe a VC live chat, maybe an open discussion forum, maybe the gateway, baby. Wherever you find us, you know what the vibes shall be. But for now, my friends, we tell you to have a tremendous rest of your Thursday, unless you have any other plans. And as always, we bid thee adieu. Say unto you, peace and love.